What's up guys, Tommy Bowyer here from Movie Rewind, and today we will be reviewing The Lion King. So without further ado, let's get into it. So in terms of character development, I think that this movie rushes some of the development in this film compared to the animated movie. Now that's not to say when making a remake, even if it's a live action remake like this, it can be very hard to produce effective development without completely copying the film which came before it. And I think that's what The Lion King struggles with, for the simple reason, in the animated film there are a lot more scenes dedicated to the characters, and their development seems a bit more built up. The problem with the live action remake is I think they're focusing more on the effects than they are the character development. So some of the character development just seems a tiny bit kind of all over the place. If you haven't seen the animated film, I think you're going to struggle with the development in this film, because I feel like they're rushing it because they just think, oh, everyone's seen the animated film, so let's just rush the development because everyone knows what's going on. And that kind of makes the development feel a bit rushed. It feels like they've neglected it a bit when it comes to other things in the film, such as the effects. So in terms of character development, I'm going to have to give it a 7 out of 10, because honestly, I think they could have paid more attention to the development in this film. So in terms of the performances, I've heard that this movie had like a 90% African cast, and I think that's a really good idea. It's nice to see that a movie set in Africa like The Lion King, they take actors and actresses from ethnic minorities to fill the roles. I think that's a really good idea. Once again, it's really hard with a live action remake because you get used to the actors and actresses who were in the original film. I mean, like in the animation, you had Zazu was portrayed by Rowan Atkinson, and in this film, yes, the actor does a good job. However, he's not Rowan Atkinson. He's never going to be as good as Rowan Atkinson. I like with the performances that they did get James Earl Jones back to portray Mufasa. No one else could have portrayed Mufasa like James Earl Jones did, so I like the idea that they got him back. So in terms of performances, I don't mind the performances. I think they're all putting their all into the roles. However, the only issue I kind of have is because the performances from the original Lion King were so iconic, it kind of makes these performances feel like second best. So I'm going to give the performances once again a 7 out of 10, because they're not great, but they're not bad either. Now, the effects is probably the one thing I cannot fault about this movie. Now, when Jon Favreau and the team behind The Lion King made The Jungle Book, I said about how great the effects were. However, in this movie, they're even better. I mean, you could honestly say there was a few points when you're sitting there thinking, they're real. You know they're not, but you just think they're real because they just look that realistic. And that is the thing. Special effects and CGI have come such a long way now that there is no excuse for bad CGI. The Lion King has brilliant CGI, it is realistic, and for half the time I honestly didn't think that I was looking at a computer. I thought that I was actually in Africa looking at these real life animals. So the effects are amazing in this film. I'd get a 10 out of 10 all the way, because I knew I wouldn't be able to argue with the effects. However, they are something special. So for the story and writing, I have kind of touched on this in character development, and that's the only reason that this film feels incredibly rushed. I get that they were focusing all their money on the effects. However, because The Lion King is such a perfect story and beloved by everyone, it was always going to be difficult to kind of make a live action remake and kind of say, oh, we did do something different. And while I don't mind the changes they do, I feel like the storyline is incredibly rushed. I feel like, right, let's just get on, let's just get this out of the way, come on, let's go. And the problem is, because people remember the animation so close to their hearts, I mean, a load of people, including myself, grew up with this film, the live action storyline was always going to feel a bit underwhelming. And I think it does. I think, you know, I might have had more respect for them if they took a couple more risks, if they changed the storyline a bit, like they did in The Jungle Book live action. However, because they try and keep so close to the original source material, and they seem so scared of offending anyone, in the end, the storyline just feels like it's playing it safe. It feels a bit rushed. It feels like no one's really put any effort into it because they're just trying to keep it kind of as it was, with making a few tiny little changes which people won't notice. And I think that's the problem I have. The storyline is not as good as the animation one. So I'm going to give the story and writing a 5 out of 10 because, quite frankly, I was disappointed with it. Now, for this film's special recognition, I'm going to talk about the lack of facial expressions for the animals. Now, the problem with this film's live action, unlike the animation, is because they're going kind of anatomy correct. So the lions and the animals, they can't smile. They can't really show a lot of facial expressions. It makes it harder to understand than the animation, because in animation, you know, because the characters are animated, they're a lot more flexible, they move around a lot more, their facial expressions show a lot more. With live action you can't do that. So in a couple of the musical numbers you find that the characters aren't moving a lot, or they just feel a bit stiff, because obviously they can't, because they're going for if these were real animals, so they can't move around. And that's why, unlike the animation, all of the animals in this film feel a bit stiff because they can't move like animation. Live action cannot be as flexible as the animation can. So it struggles as a result. And as I said, the facial expressions in the animation, you can really see what the characters are thinking just by their facial expressions. Because even though they're animals, because they're animated, you can tell what their facial expressions are. In live action, once again, you cannot do that. Or if you can, it's incredibly hard to understand. So all of the facial expressions in the live action one, you kind of struggle to understand what they're actually thinking, and all you can go by is the voice. So I think that's why this live action movie really struggles, because in animation you can get away with the animals running up and down or moving around or moving like their animal counterparts wouldn't. In live action you can't do that. You've got to do everything as if the animals are real. So I'm going to give this special recognition a 5 out of 10, because quite frankly, because of the lack of facial expressions and the movement and flexibility you have with animation, this live action remake did struggle. So in conclusion, The Lion King had a really tough time trying to get out of the shadow of its animation predecessor. And while the special effects are brilliant and some of the best special effects I've seen in any film, the character development and the storyline really does struggle because it's not taking any risks and it's playing it far too safe in order to not to offend anyone. So The Lion King gets a 34 out of 50, which gives it a grade 3 ranking. Honestly, I was a little disappointed with this film. I thought it would be better than it was, and quite frankly, it was just a disappointment overall. So thanks for watching, guys. I really do hope you enjoyed the Lion King movie review. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe in order to receive great and maybe even improved quality content in the future. And also, I would like to wish a big happy birthday to my friend Ryan Beefcake Flack. He's always been brilliant on this channel, and I thank you for helping me out. And also, I hope you really have a special day and enjoy your birthday. So, I will see you in another one. See ya!